Hello everybody and welcome to this Get Started with Mindomo video from Biggerplate.com. In this video we're going to show you how to use the most important basic features of Mindomo so that you can quickly start using this fantastic mind mapping software in your work, your studies or at home. This video covers everything you need to know in order to complete the Biggerplate certification assessment using Mindomo, which is a great next step if you want to test and validate your new software skills and go further with mind mapping. You can learn more about our certification at biggerplate.com/certification, but for now, let's get started learning how to use Mindomo. To get started with Mindomo, we can create a new mind map that's either blank and you can start from scratch, or we can use one of the many inbuilt templates within the software. To do either of these options, we just come up here and click on this Mindomo symbol, and that's going to pop open a menu. We can opt here for the blank mind maps, which will just create, as you can see here, a totally blank canvas from which to start. Or of course, if we go back there, we can look at the templates and choose one of the ready-made templates, of which there are many here within the Mindomo software. Adding topics into your mind map, whether you're using a blank map or a template, is as easy as using the insert or tab key, which will expand your subtopics out this way, or using the return key, which will add a topic at the same sort of level. So we really can just use the tab and the return keys to start to build out our topics. Of course, just typing into the topics wherever we want to add ideas as we go. Showing and hiding branches or topics within your mind map is as simple as clicking the little box here that shows how many topics are beneath, or you can also use the space bar as a shortcut to show or hide certain information. This is particularly useful as your mind maps start to get quite big and you want to just hide the information that you're not focused on right now. Moving topics around your Mindomo map is very easy using your mouse. You can just click, hold and drag, and you'll see Mindomo shows you with this sort of red outline where that topic is going to land once you release your mouse. You can move individual topics like so, or you can even move entire branches. So we could move this whole branch right up to make it a main topic, or of course back to where it was. So individual topics or entire branches, very easy to move around and helps you organize your information as you build out your mind map. Now let's look at editing and navigation within Mindomo. To edit topics that you've added into the mind map or change the text within them, you can either type over, simply click and type over the content that you want to change, or if you want to be a little bit more specific with your changes, you can click inside the actual topic and edit just a few letters or words at a time. It's possible to copy and paste topics in your Mindomo map. For example, I could click to, using my keyboard to say Control copy this topic here and then paste it onto this topic. Or I can also copy and paste entire branches, once again just pasting that entire branch into my mind map. Deleting topics or branches from Mindomo is very simple. For example, I can click this branch and hit delete and that's disappeared, or obviously again an individual topic easily deleted just using the delete key on my keyboard. Quickly navigating your Mindomo maps is a really great skill to build, particularly as your mind maps start to get quite big. There are lots of simple ways to navigate around your Mindomo maps, but perhaps the most important, certainly the one that I use the most, is simply grabbing the canvas. And I do that just with my left mouse button. I click on any sort of background of the mind map and I can just pull that canvas around wherever I like. A really quick and efficient way to move around the mind map as it grows. You've also got great simple options to zoom in or out. I can use my keyboard to use Control plus and minus keys to zoom in or out. You've also got zoom buttons down here on the bottom right corner of the software to zoom in or zoom out. And then a nice option here in the very bottom right corner is to just fit the map in whatever screen size you're looking at. And this just helps you to zoom out and take in the total picture. No matter how zoomed in you are, it can just zoom you out and understand where you are in that whole scheme of things. When it comes to formatting the topics within your mind map, Mindomo makes it very, very easy to change the font, the color and the shape of any topic using just this topic menu which hovers above every topic as you use it. We can click in here to look at the font options, where we can also do things like change the fill color. We can change the font to a different font if we like. Whatever that might be. So we can change the font, the fill color, and we can also change the actual shape of the topic here from within this topic menu. So within every single topic on the map, you've got really quick and easy options to just change that formatting however you like to suit your particular needs with the mind map. In addition to formatting the actual topics in your mind map, there are loads of ways within Mindomo to add more visual interest to the information you create. One of the ways we can do that is by using images in our mind map. There are several ways we can add images into our mind map. We can add them from within the software itself. So for example, we can come over here and click the images icon, and then you'll see here again the Mindomo symbol gives us access to a huge library of images that we can then insert directly into the mind map just by clicking on them. Alternatively, we can also insert images from our computer, and we can do this either by browsing using the same menu over here. So if I just close that, open it up again just to show how we get there, and just say browse local files. You see I've got one here. I can just drop that into my mind map like that. Or alternatively, if I've got the folder open on my computer as I have here, again I can just drag that image into the Mindomo map and it's going to fill it in for me. Sometimes you may want to just do a little bit of editing on those images. As you can see, these have come in and they're quite large. So to edit the images, I can just click on them and resize them. You see Mindomo gives me these little control points to pinch here. And if I hit the little downward arrow, you can see I've also got options to say I want the image to be rounded, or if I want to, that I can view it a little bit more close up, or I can even just remove that from within here just by saying remove. So easy to resize images, easy to remove them, and again options to use the library of images within the software itself, or pulling in your own images from the internet or from your own computer. Icons are another great way to mark information in your mind map as important or in particular ways using smaller visual signals. We can access icons either directly within the topic menu that we've seen before. So if I click this little downward arrow here and just scroll along to the final option, you see this little smiley face here, which really represents a huge library of icons and emojis that we can use to mark up our information. So say, for example, I wanted to mark something as a priority 1, I can add that using that menu there. I can also add these icons via the sidebar menu. So if I just come over here again, the same smiley face is going to pop open that same extensive menu. So here, for example, I might mark something based on how complete it is. So if I close the icons down, you'll see there's a lot there, but what you can also do is easily add more and edit and delete these icons as you need to. For example, if I decide that I want to change something from being a top priority 1, maybe down to a priority 2, I can just left click on the icon to pop open these alternatives, select the one I want, or if I wanted to delete the marker entirely, the icon, I can just click that cross arrow. Similarly with the completion icon, I could start to keep track of how far through something is progressing right the way through until it is complete, or of course remove the icon once again. Relationship lines are a good way to visually highlight particular connections between information within your mind map. To add relationship lines between topics in the mind map, we first could select the topic that we want to add, and we've got options here of adding relationship lines either from the main menu or from the topic menu. So from the main menu, we can look for this icon up here that says insert relationship, and you see if I click that, we get this kind of line waiting for somewhere to land. So if I connect that here to the remove topic, for example, and click that topic, you'll see a relationship line has been added into the mind map. From the topic menu, the approach is very much the same. It's just you can click this topic menu, go to insert, and then say relationship, and you'll see the same principle applies. We can drop that onto the remove icon arrow as well. So to edit these lines, you'll see we've got 2 in here. Now what we can do is pull these little yellow control points, and that just enables us to sort of shape the line as we might want to. We can then also use the sort of the topic drop down on the relationship to then do things like change the color of that line. We can change the weight of that line if we want to make it maybe bigger, stand out more. We can play with the shape, the angles, the patterns, and even the direction of which the arrows go, whether it's both ways or one way. So we've got lots of options there to edit the relationship lines to really make those relationships stand out. And of course, importantly, we can, if we want, delete that relationship line just using that topic menu and clicking delete. Finally, boundaries in a mind map are a nice way of really highlighting a collection of information or a certain branch. Adding boundaries within the mind map we can do from within that topic menu. So again, if we just click that little downwards arrow, what we're going to look for here is the sort of the shape menu. So you see we've got the square and the circle here. If I click into that, you'll see the second tab here takes me to boundaries, sorry. And if I select one of these, it's going to wrap a boundary around the topic I'm on and everything below it. So for example, if I come up here to the boundaries topic itself and just repeat that process, I'm going to wrap a boundary now around everything beneath that boundaries. And you can see that we can sort of have boundaries within boundaries here, and it just gives us ways to highlight and really showcase or make certain information stand out. To edit the boundary, what we could do is click it, and then again you see this drop down menu here that's going to enable us to play with the color of the boundary fill. So I can change it to different colors. We can change the border color, the boundary color rather, and even as you'd expect, the sort of the weight and the pattern of the boundary, as well as of course that original shape that we put around things. If we want to get rid of it altogether, you can see here we can just say remove boundary and it's going to take it out entirely. So boundaries, another really nice way of adding visual interest and clarity into your Mindomo maps. One of the most important benefits of using mind mapping software like Mindomo is the huge amount of information that you can build into your mind map while still keeping that information manageable. There are two really great features to use in Mindomo to do this. The first feature is topic notes, and this enables you to add a lot of extra information to any topic without creating extra clutter on the surface level. We can access topic notes from the sidebar menu over here and click this icon here to say add a note. You'll see here what we can do is add lots of text into the topic, but without creating lots of word clutter. The benefit of notes is it means we can just hide extra information and lots of information just beneath the surface, and then just close that notes panel whenever we like and keep it out of the way. Now Mindomo gives us this little symbol here to tell us that we've got extra information beneath the surface, and if I hover over it, you'll see it's just going to display what's in my notes. But this means we can put huge volumes of extra information just beneath the surface of our mind map and keep it really easily available, but still keep that surface level of our mind map nice and clean. To edit or remove the notes, we can simply click those notes. It's going to pop open the notes, and obviously, as well as all these formatting options, we've got lots of things here. It's really a Word document in a note, really. But of course, if we want to delete it as well, we can just hit the trash can here, and that's just going to remove that note from that topic. Links and attachments within Mindomo are another good way we can pull all of the essential information we need into one mind map. We can link to websites, and we can also attach files from our computer into our mind map for quick and easy access. The quickest way to get to this is via that sidebar menu. We can just see this little menu item here that if we pop open, I've got lots of different options in here. So the first thing we might want to do, for example, is link to a website. So if I get my web browser up here, I found a website I like called biggerplate.com. I copy that URL and then paste that into the map here and save that. Again, just like the notes feature before, you can see Mindomo gives us a very clear visual signal to tell us we've got a hyperlink here. And if I click that link, it's going to take me straight to the web page I've saved, whether that's a home page or a much more specific URL that we've saved in. We can also add and edit attachments into our mind map. So popping open that same menu again, but instead of using a website this time, now I'm going to find a file on my computer that I maybe want to keep handy in my mind map. So I've got a PDF here. Let's just save that into our mind map. Close that menu, and once again you'll see a little icon here that tells me you've saved an attachment into the mind map here. If I click that, it's going to show me that PDF. If I click that, it's then going to pop open that document right away. Very, very powerful way to keep lots of information readily available within your Mindomo maps using links and attachments, which can also then obviously be easily removed just using the menu that you created over here, just by deleting those, or again with the website using that little cross function there to get rid of them. Finally, you might want to share your Mindomo mind maps with people who don't have Mindomo software, or you might want to share a version of the mind map that's read-only so people can't make changes to it. There's a couple of really great ways to do this using Mindomo. One is to export that mind map to a PDF file, which is pretty much open by anybody. The other is to export it into an image file, which again, most people will be able to open very easily without needing any specialist software. To access either of these options, you simply come up here into the File menu, click down to Export, and you'll see amongst lots of different export options here, we've got a PDF option, and we've also got an image file, a PNG option. Just for the sake of example, let's export this as a PDF and just see, we're going to save that onto our desktop. And what Mindomo is going to do is just turn that mind map into a nice, easy to share PDF based on the current view that I've got open. If I wanted all of these other branches open, for example, so that the PDF contains a little bit more, I just need to pop those open before doing the export, and you'll see if I go through that process again, exporting that PDF again, you'll see this time it's going to put on display everything that we've got on show on the mind map right now. Really nice way of sharing different versions of a mind map depending on potentially different audiences that you want to share certain information with. So there you have it, a simple guide to getting started with Mindomo. Using the core features demonstrated in this video, you'll not only be able to create amazing mind maps and get maximum benefit from this fantastic mind mapping software, but what you've also seen is everything you'd need to know in order to complete the Biggerplate certification process using Mindomo. Visit biggerplate.com/certification to find out more. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you enjoyed getting started with Mindomo. To go further with mind mapping, visit biggerplate.com.